Hello everyone, welcome along to the channel here again at Rathbone Manor. This year at the car boot sale was a little odd because there weren't many footprint wrenches around that I could find, so I don't know what was happening there. But there was quite a lot of really good quality vintage slip joint pliers, so basically that is what I've been picking up this year mostly, is these slip joint pliers, really old ones like these here. But not only have I been picking up the old ones, I've also been looking around and found some really modern alternatives, reworkings if you were. So let's take a look at those today. Before we do that, let's just take a look at how a slip joint plier works, just in case you're not familiar with them. They work like an ordinary pair of pliers, but you can also, and that's why they're called slip joint, you can do that and you can get a much bigger grasp on something than you would when in this setting. So that's how a traditional pair of slip joint pliers works. And here is my collection of more modern slip joint pliers. This pair here is by Tsunoda, and I know these are a traditional style of slip joint pliers, but I got these because of the sheer quality. These are made in Japan and they are absolutely wonderful. Really nicely finished, good quality. You can see they've got nice polish on them there. Very nicely finished all over. Very nice indeed. I like those, so that's why I picked those ones up. Again, we have a standard-ish pair of slip joint pliers. Nothing special about these, apart from the fact, again, Japanese. These are by Engineer. These are PZ56s. They've got the standard jaws here, but we have a screw extraction capability to these little fellows here, so you can use them to get screws out. So that makes them a little bit different. My son bought me these, so thank you very much. Very nice indeed. These are nice quality again. Nice dipped handles. I don't know if you guys noticed, but these Engineers actually work slightly differently from a standard set of slip joint pliers. Slide it over that way. Okay. It's the same with the Tsunodas, as you can see. But look at the Engineers, look how they've done it. It's different. It's like a mirrored version. They slide the other way, look. That's interesting. And nicely finished. I don't believe there's no cutting facility available on these ones. The standard slip joint pliers have cutting facility just there, as you can see. There's your sort of a bypass or shear cutters. Okay, let's move along to the other lot. Back in the day, these slip joint pliers were assembled with a domed nut on this side and a specially designed bolt that runs through that enables you to slide it up and down like that to get the adjustment that you require. So what do I have here then? I don't believe there's anything new regarding flush fit pivots. I think they've been about for quite a while. This pair are Denali and they're under the Amazon Basics brand. As you can see, they're a nice flush fits. They're like a standard pair of pliers, so you can really, if you need to get down to something, you've not got the nut getting in the way, as you do with a standard pair of slip joint pliers. You can see there, you can't get flush like you can with these ones. These work in a similar fashion. Slide them through. These ones are not badly finished. The dies that they use to forge these are quite fine by the looks of it, as you can see. Got nice sharp jaws machined in there. Like the handles. 2-component handles, quite comfortable to use. Quite like those. Nice design too. I have two Stanley slip joint pliers here. This one I picked up at the car boot sale and I really like this pair actually. And this pair I got online from somewhere or another, some tool company. We'll take a look at this one first though. This one doesn't have your standard slip joint style where you adjust them like thusly. These are a kind of an automatic adjustment. As you can see, they've got an interesting mechanism going on just here, in a normal, well, not quite a normal pivot point, but it looks like one. So if you want to get out, you've got a standard grip like, so if you want to get out with something fairly large, see how they work? Let's check that again in close up, shall we? Turn that bolt round, there we go. Right, and so look, see how it slides about? This bit here, the mechanism slides around just like that. So you've got a nice, really easy self-adjustment system there. There's quite a largish bolt in there, but I've still got quite a decent grip of the pliers. These ones, I believe, were made in Taiwan for Stanley. I've never seen the likes before, but they are, and they've got nice handles too. Very nice grippy handles there too. There are other companies that make this style of adjustment, as you can see, but I really like these. I picked these up, came from the bottom of a box of tools in the car boot sale, and I really do like this pair. And here we have another Stanley set. These are 84646s Stanleys, and they're Fat Max, and again these have got quite a nice two component grips. These are really comfortable to use. Not quite so convinced by the jaws here, not meeting very well at the end. Not sure what's going on there, but it wasn't machined properly, I don't think. Bit of a disappointment there. But other than that, again a modern take. We've got some markings just here and a push button. So we've got this push button here, as you can see. So you push the button and you can move it out to the next setting. There's 3 settings on here. There we go, setting number 3. You can't pinch yourself with these ones either. So they're quite, as I said, the handles are really quite nice and comfortable. We've got, for some reason or other, a rather unusual jaw design just there. I don't know what that's quite about, but you've got this one here is more rounded, more standard sort of semi-round grip. And then we have the usual flats at the end there. But this one's a really odd, quite an odd shape really when you look at it, because normally they're kind of oval shape, aren't they? But this one is quite unusual. I'm not sure what you're supposed to be able to get hold of with this, but have a look. So you can get hold of this bolt shaft quite nicely, just about anywhere you like in there. Expand it out to the 3rd setting. What's it like for getting hold of bolt heads, I wonder? It's kind of odd, that one, because you can't really you see you've got gripping the point just there, and more or less on the flats up here. It's a bit of a strange one, that one. If you wanted to do a bolt up with it, it's too big for it now. And so we have got a 2nd setting just here. It's got the shaft just there, little bit just there, or quite well just there. It's got a really good grip of it just there, and of course you can get all of flat things as well. Quite a good grip. So I'm just not convinced about this rather strange design in there really. And these are like more or less like a multi-component. As you can see, there's a piece running along here which will be riveted to the rest of the handle underneath the handle here, underneath the rubberized handle just there, and riveted just there too, look. So, and I think they also do some water pump pliers in a similar vein too. But I quite like those. The handles are quite nice, and they're quite hard and solid finish to them. I like the black finish on them. So they're quite nice. I quite like those too, actually. Whilst we're talking about push button slip joint pliers, check these out. These are really nice. Knipex twin grip. Got a little button in there, just the same as the Cobras, etc. Here are my little 125 Cobras. Nice little tiny pair of water pump pliers. You can see they've got the same push button facility here, and there are a few other similarities between the head on this and that there as well. But you can see the push button is exactly the same. Turn them over. We've got the same spring. I'll say the similarities with the jaws, as you can see, they've both got that style of jaw there. Look, the difference with the twin grips, again, we have a screw extraction facility in the end, and we have about, I think it's 5 different positions you can set this at. Slide them in and lock in. You can get that's the biggest, the largest diameter we can get to, and we can get hold of like this nut here. Come on, camera. Right, there we go. As you can see, it holds the head of the bolt a lot nicer than the Stanley Fat Max. It's a much better design, I think. It'll hold it there. It'll hold it down there too, look. See? So you can get hold of that. You can also get hold of a round stock with it too. So let's adjust them back in again. There we go, so you can either get hold of them there, or you can get hold of them there like that. So you've got a really good grip. That is the smallest setting. We can adjust it to the second setting. Let's have a quick go here. There we go. And that, there we go. And that is a much better, more comfortable way of holding it. You can see I'm flexing the handles there a little bit. But yeah, that's a good grip. Very good grip there. And as I say, we do actually have screw extraction in the end here that allow us to get hold of screw heads, as you can see. So if you've got a screw head that's stripped out in there, you can actually get hold of the head of the screw thusly and extract it. It's got quite a good grip going on right there. It's not going, oh, there it goes. But you can see it's left some teeth marks on the head of the screw there, so you should definitely be able to extract the stripped screw with these little fellows. Okay, so I've more or less stripped the head out, trying to get this screw, the same one you've just seen, into this chunk of wood here, and it is in there fairly tight. As I say, I've almost stripped the head, trying to get it in and out, so it's quite tight. So it's giving us a bit of an exercise here. Let's have a look. Bring in the twin grips. Will they be able to extract said screw? Let's have a look. Oops, probably not the best. Yeah, it's slipping off a little bit. Oh, probably not the best screw to try. Hang on. Try that again with some bit better downward pressure, I think. Hang on, let's try adjusting them as well. Take them out one. Right. What we've got now then. I don't think this is the best example of a screw we could have tried. Not really. It's too shallow, I think. Okay. What about the engineer? Can they get hold of it? Aha, look at that. The engineer has got a much better grip than the Knipex. That's interesting. Look at that. We can actually get it out with the engineer. So the Knipex should be able to get hold of it now. It's got hold of it now, look guys. Okay, so you get the idea of how these things are supposed to work, and we've done a fairly good job of mangling the screw head. Look at that. It's nice and sharp and rough now, so that one will be going into the bin. And I almost forgot my snap-on slip joint pliers. How do these differ than a standard pair of slip joint pliers? Let's have a look. Bring the Tsunodas in. You can see the Tsunodas, and that's it. But snap-on, I've gone a stage further. Look, you've got 3 position adjustment. How about that? Look at that. That's pretty clever, isn't it? Quite like those. Quite a nice pair of pliers. My son found me these. I like the crosshatch on the jaw here because it allows you to get hold of things at different angles. Got nice sharp teeth in just here as well. And we've also got a cutting facility too, so that's quite handy. Quite a nice pair of pliers. I don't know where he got these from, but they are very nice indeed. Snap on. Okay, so I do have one more example of a slip joint plier to show you. This little fellow right here. This is by Faycom. It is actually a pair of locking pliers. You can adjust them. They've got fine adjustment with the roller just here. As you can see, the jaws are going out a little bit. But if you need some really gross adjustment, see these two pins here? There's two pins. You can see those. So you get out of those, pull it back, and you can move it right down to here for a massive amount of adjustment, or you can have it anywhere in between as well. That's quite an interesting idea. Slip joint self-grip pliers, very good indeed. I did actually see an older version of these at the car boot sale earlier this year. Handled them twice and didn't buy them. Now I must admit I wish I had done, but if I see them again next year I'll definitely be picking them up. But that's quite an interesting idea, isn't it? They come in different designs. You've got longer jaws, you've got rounder jaws, which are, I think probably might be a little more practical in this style. Maybe I should have picked those ones up instead, but yeah, so slip joint self-locking pliers. Nice. So there we have it, guys. My collection of slip joint pliers for the 21st century. Quite like these ones. When I first saw these, I just saw the jaw and I thought, oh, what we've got here? Dug them out. Very nice indeed. I really do like those actually. They've been a favourite of mine this year from the car boot sale. The Knipex I purchased new with my own money. They're very nice. They are. Quite like those. Stanley Fat Max, again purchased those myself with my own money. Quite like those too. Nice big chunky pair of pliers. I think you can get them in, these are the 200mm, I think you can get them in 150mm length as well. And we've got this rather nice large slip joint locking plier as well, which is quite an interesting idea, I think. Alrighty guys, well I hope you enjoyed popping over to Rathbone Manor, taking a look at these pliers. I quite like picking pliers because they do more than a spanner. I know some of you guys out there like collecting spanners, but for me it's just, well, that's it really, a spanner. But I prefer pliers and the like, pliers and footprint wrenches, etc., pipe wrenches, because of their dynamic, because they're so dynamic. They don't just do the one thing. I mean, you can adjust these out, so these are a kind of a slip joint as well. You can adjust them out wherever you need them. Hopefully get it back together again, like so. So you can get up with quite a largish item. Even these little, I believe these are 7-inch, these ones here. So that is why I like pliers, because they're so dynamic. You can do stuff with a pair of pliers that you can't do with a spanner. It's just a spanner and that's it really, unless of course you get an adjustable. But that is why I like my pliers. Okay then guys, well I hope you enjoyed coming over, taking a look at my collection of contemporary slip joint pliers, my more modern style of, you know, the original style of slip joint pliers. I say these Tsunodas are very nice quality, and I do like these a lot actually, very nice indeed. Well, really well made they are. My engineer slip joint screw extraction pliers. The slip joint self-locking pliers is an interesting one too. So these have been a favourite of mine of the year, this year too. Quite like those Stanleys. What number are these? These are Stanley 84881s. If you want to pick a pair of those, if you can find some at the car boot sale. I believe they also did a long nose version of these too. So keep an eye out for those as well, guys, if you see any. Alright then guys, well don't forget you can subscribe to the channel if you've enjoyed it. If you enjoyed the video, that is. You can also join me on Instagram too, because I'm over on Instagram too with other stuff as well, not just tools, what Mrs. Rathbone's up to, what we've been up to. And it'll be Christmas very shortly, so I hope you all have a very good Christmas. and I'll catch you very soon on the next video then. Thank you for watching.